In other news, Government of India has now issued an advisory to citizens travelling to the Maldives, this keeping in view of the political turmoil in the grip of both political and constitutional crisis after the declaration of President Yemen of a 15-day state of emergency. The Ministry of External Affairs of India has now alerted us Indians either travelling to or already in Maldives. Events of what have built up in the past few days in Maldives have seen former president along with senior Supreme Court justices placed under arrest. Supreme Court has now asked the President Yemen to release all political prisoners, which includes the exiled former president as well, coming Sunday. Let's get in a word here with further inputs. Our National Affairs Editor Srinjoy Chaudhary with those details here. Given that, of course, Maldives sees a heavy footfall of tourists from India, help us understand the nature of advisory here that has been issued by the Government of India.
Well, Maldives is not only fairly close to India, but it's also a part of SAARC, and India is the largest member of SAARC. So naturally, there is quite an issue here. India is very concerned about what is happening in the Maldives. First of all, this state of emergency for 15 days. There is a considerable belief that it's not called for. Secondly, the fact that the Supreme Court has been ringed by the Maldives army. Where does this happen and why should this happen? Thirdly, there is considerable talk about the fact that the Supreme Court Chief Justice could be arrested at any time. Now that too is really uncalled for. So all this has led to a lot of concern in India. An advisory has already been issued and India has made it very clear that all those Indians who are currently in the Maldives should keep safe, and all those who are thinking of going to the Maldives should actually think again.
That's right, Srinjoy. But what about the Indian expats that are already in Maldives and Malé? Is the Government of India going to step in and help if required, given that this is a state of emergency there?
Yes, the situation is not very good at all. There are quite a lot of expats there, quite a lot. Many work in the service industries and hotels and places like that. So the important thing is to ensure that they are safe and they remain below the radar, literally speaking. Now that's the first and most important thing. The other point is to ensure that all those who are planning to go to the Maldives actually postpone their holiday or their work at least by quite a while.
Srinjoy, please stay on with us. Also, the kind of role that India could be playing in helping the situation here in the political turmoil here in Maldives, but also a very quick word that's coming in from someone who deals with our tourism industry, with several tourists traveling to the Maldives. Let's get in a word from Mr. Ashwini Kakkar. He's the Executive Vice Chairperson at Mercury Travels Limited. Thanks for being with us, Ashwini. Help us understand the situation on ground. Are you getting in several cancellations at this point?
Well, we haven't had a huge slew of cancellations, but some cancellations are definitely coming in. The situation on the ground is that there is a state of emergency that has been declared, and that is what is causing major concern. There is no imminent danger as such because, people are on some far-flung islands, but the only port of call, I mean, the coming in and getting out of the Maldives is actually just from the capital. So
right.
I think that is where the big action is, and that is why it's causing such a lot of concern, because people are worried as to whether the flights will actually take off, not take off, whether there could be some riots or whether there will be other issues during the state of emergency. So I think people are generally very worried, and our recommendation from a safety and security point of view is that, if you can postpone your trip, kindly postpone your trip for the next 15 days till this emergency lasts. After that, you can review the situation, and based on what the new situation that develops,
that's right,
you can decide to take a call.
Absolutely, and also based on the advisory that has been issued by the Government of India advising all travellers to avoid Maldives at this given point. Please stay on with us, Ashwini. Srinjoy, as far as India's role here in rescuing the political crisis in Maldives.
Well, first of all, India is a big brother really as a SAARC country and the biggest SAARC country. but this is also an internal issue in the Maldives. So nothing can be said officially. All India could say is, well, it's an internal matter, but we hope things will get sorted out. But below the radar, as I'd said, there would be discussions, there is concern, and this is being expressed. And the Indian government would be telling the Maldives government that, look here, you can't really do what you've been doing. This emergency could be counterproductive in the long term. I mean, this will hurt your economy, this will hurt your tourism, it will create trouble in the subcontinent, in the general area of SAARC. This is likely to be the Indian point of view. India is likely to tell the Maldives government, of course, again, strictly below radar, that look here, this is not on. You can't suddenly arrest your Chief Justice. You can't get your army all over the Supreme Court. These are not things that are possible or should be done.
That's
so
right.
that would be India's point of view on this. One point has already been made about travel. Now we have to see what India does in the next 2 or 3 days.
Srinjo, I appreciate that word coming in on the latest inputs here from our National Affairs editor on the crisis there, and a direct word from a player in the tourism industry there as well, Mr. Ashwini Kakkar. Many thanks for speaking with us.